What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Ethereum today, ETH USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Oh my goodness. What a horrible call it was that I made yesterday. I said we would not drop below $4,000, and damn if we didn't drop all the way down to what is that, $3,500. $3,500 on Coinbase. What about on Binance? It was even more on Binance. 3,400 on Binance. So a little bit more, not too much. Ethereum, I think like most cryptos, has seen the brunt of this flash crash move, right? I don't believe Ethereum goes lower than that price there. I do believe that we recover. However, I don't know if we're going to recover immediately. We'll see. We'll see. You know, over the coming days, it is the weekend now. It is Saturday, Sunday, so I don't expect. I think that right now what we're going to see is a rather boring weekend. People are going to hesitate or wait and see how the market reacts, right? Just over the weekend while there's low volume, and then next week we'll probably tune things up once the stock market opens. So we're waiting to see how the stock market reacts to this China tariff news and all other stuff, right? I don't think the stock markets, just hint, hint, I don't think the stock markets are going to react negatively to this tariff news. I don't think that this dump happened because Trump announced that there are going to be tariffs on China or that they're thinking about tariffs on China. I don't think it happened for any reason other than market manipulation, exchange manipulation, genuinely the exchanges hunting long and short positions, right? And I do say long and short positions because there are a lot of shorts that got wrecked too. If we look at this on a 1 hour time frame, imagine all the shorts that opened up down in this area that are now about to get wrecked, that are about to get boned, man. There are so many shorts open right now. We look at the Ethereum liquidation map over the past 30 days. I haven't seen the longs this desolate in, I don't even know, months, man. $1.2 billion on a 30-day time frame, and Ethereum has about 13 billion in shorts. We're going to see a short squeeze. Absolutely we are. 7-day time frame, dramatically higher shorts than there are longs. Daily time frame, same thing, right? A little bit of longs over the past 24 hours, over the past day, a lot more shorts, triple that in shorts. You've got just under what Bitcoin has in shorts actually in 24-hour volume, so that's pretty crazy. I would expect, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I do expect that what's going to happen is we're going to rip right through the freaking roof whenever we do move up. I actually theorize that Bitcoin might consolidate for the rest of this month. Going into the end of the month, we'll start to rally again, and then while that happens, Ethereum and altcoins, I think, will start to rally. I think Ethereum is going to snap back like that as fast as it came down. I think that it's actually going to come up faster. It's just, does it happen right now? Probably not. It'll probably happen next week. I think it's going to happen after we see that the stock market did not react abhorrently to the tariff news. Because a lot of people, again, they're stuck in this world where tariffs are a bad thing, right? Yes, I mean it. We're stuck in this world where tariffs are a bad thing, okay? Because of this, right? Because of this moment here. Tariffs. Tariffs were going to get dropped on February 3rd, or that they were going to get listed, announced, proposed, that they were going to become official on February 3rd. Right before market hours, Trump says, nope, we made some deals. We're going to postpone it for 30 days. So then the market came back up, and then we dumped down, right? Tariffs happened, we dumped down. More tariffs happened, we didn't dump lower. Maybe a little bit lower. More tariffs happened, and guess what? We were pumping. We were pumping. Some tariffs got taken off. Some people, there were some deals that were made, and there were some negotiations that took place. But there were tariffs that were being proposed and put on throughout this whole time, and we started to rally. We still had tariffs against China on this whole rally up, you guys. On August 1st, we had a whole mess. It was like 24 tariffs, or like a dozen and a half tariffs came out on this week here. What kind of drop did we get there? Nothing. The tariffs that were listed here were a lot more than what was listed here. Absolutely. Like this is not a tariff event. This is not a tariff drop, you guys. That's all I'm trying to say. The tariffs have been good. We're going to get stimulus checks for taxpayers because of how good the tariffs have been for the American economy. And most crypto is actually in America. There's zero doubt in my mind at all that we are not going to see months of downside like this. If anybody out there is telling you right now that this is going to be just like February to April, I hope that you're not listening to them, or I hope you're at least hearing my message in the fact that we had tariffs this whole pump. We had the announcement of new tariffs coming out on the 1st of August. We still pumped up going into July. Looking at the Ethereum chart here, I very much do expect that when the stock market reacts to these tariffs in a positive light, because I think they will. Maybe Monday opens up red and we get a little red in the crypto markets because of it. But when the markets close green next week for the stock market as a whole, I think we're going to see the crypto markets react positively. That's why we're going to move sideways and we're not going to do anything over the weekend, because we're just waiting. We're waiting. We're going to wait and then we're going to react later. 1 hour time frame here, if we're looking at the RSI, we do have lower lows and lower highs. We are in a nice downtrend. Typically, these downtrends end once you're in the oversold zone, and they end with bullish divergence. So I think we're going to form some bullish divergence. Maybe we already have. Let me actually look. Come on. Yeah, we already have. We've got double bullish divergence right now. And it's playing out. Technically, that would call for a little bit more of a move up to like $3,900. We're at $3,830 right now, so nothing crazy. Stochastic suggests that we want to move up, and the MACD is bearish as hell, but at least momentary bullish. 4 hour time frame bearish. Stochastics look bullish, like they want to come up, and the RSI is also very bearish as well. But you're at an area where you found support before, at an area that it seems you typically don't really venture down to. This is a pretty low area, and whenever you do find support here, right? If we're looking at this is on the 4 hour time frame. I zoomed way the hell out. This is back to September of 2024. That's the literally back to September of 2024, all the way back here. That's what that is right over there. We find support at this area every now and then. Let's actually go back and look and see what happens every time we found support right at this line. Okay, let's do that real quick. Right there, right there, right there. We'll say right there, and then right here, right now. Okay, we were pretty close right here too. Okay, we look at this. Let's just see. We don't need all the other indicators. We can zoom in. So right there, what happened? Right, that was during a flash crash, just like we saw. Flash crash, we had a rapid recovery. We did recover rather immediately. We kind of moved sideways though, right? You moved sideways for quite a little while. For about a month, you moved sideways, and then you moved up. We were in a downtrend overall though, so we kept moving lower. Here you had a bit of a flash crash. What happened? We moved up immediately, but we moved sideways. We moved sideways for a while. Here we had a flash crash. What happened? We moved up immediately, but we moved sideways. Okay. So I would assume the same thing is about to happen here. We're probably going to see Ethereum move up immediately. Maybe not right now immediately. You did move up pretty immediately from the low, but you'll probably move back up to this $4,400 level or higher, and then you'll just kind of consolidate there, and then we'll break out going into the end of the month or going into November. Okay, that would be my expectation. Something like that. Okay, and we'll probably see this again. My theory is that we will see this reaction happen once the stock market opens and market participants realize that, oh, tariffs aren't actually a bad thing. Oh, this isn't. And what's going to be crazy is all the people who theorize that this drop happened because of the tariffs. What happens in a week when the markets actually react a little bit positive to this news? What happens then? Right? Your theory is going to go out the window as to why this drop happened. And at that point, there's no other choice but to accept that it was manipulation. It was market manipulation from the exchanges. Absolutely, it was. Undoubtedly, it was. This is my 10th year in this crypto business, you guys. This is undoubtedly manipulation. I don't say that. I don't ever call for manipulation on any. I never call for manipulation on this move, on those moves, on any of these moves. I didn't even call for manipulation here. This is manipulation. This was just wacky, paranoia, emotional trading. This is manipulation. It's different. It's different. Daily time frame here, we actually have bullish divergence on the daily RSI. Yes, bullish divergence. We have a lower low here with an immense wick, and we have higher lows on the RSI right at an area where you'd expect to bounce. We're right at an area you'd expect to bounce at the 4 hour as well. Stochastics look like they want to come up. MACD is beaten to all hell. Stochastics are down here. Might actually suggest that we have a little bit lower to go, and in which case maybe today, maybe tomorrow we do have a red day. But again, next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we should be seeing some recovery. I wouldn't be surprised at all. MACD is neutral. Who cares? I'm just saying, guys, Ethereum right here is at a prime opportunity to buy. We're actually resting right on top of this prior area of resistance that we had for like a year and a half, consolidating here, and undoubtedly we are about to see new all-time highs. We're about to move up to new all-time highs. Nothing's changed. The price has changed momentarily. I was talking to a buddy of mine, one of my best friends in life, genuinely. One of my crypto buddies, definitely my best crypto friend, and he was telling me that the amount of money he lost was the most money that he'd ever lost in a 24-hour period ever yesterday in this crypto crash. I'm not going to say the number, but it was a lot of money. He was unfazed, right? I was unfazed. I was excited watching the drop, right? And the reason why is because neither of us are heavily leveraged. right? I don't know if he was leverage trading yesterday or not, but I wasn't. Neither of us are heavily leveraged. We're heavily invested in spot. And even with spot, that means that you will see turbulence at times. But we've been through this. He's been in just as many bull markets as I have. And at a certain point, it gets fun. At a certain point, it's like, oh my God, look at how much it went down. Woo. It's kind of crazy because you know it's going to come back. You know it's going to come back. Ethereum is not, this is not the tale of Ethereum. It doesn't end here, right? I do theorize that maybe, you know, in the distant future, like 20, 50 years from now, we'll be like, you guys remember Ethereum? Oh, I remember. It was supposed to change the world. Oh, you know, I feel like those talks might happen. Maybe it's still here. Maybe it's like the Java of crypto. It's just still here. It's that old protocol that everybody uses still. I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. I'm not trying to get into that philosophical discussion. The real discussion I'm trying to have is that it's not done here. It's certainly not done here. This thing has cycles of existence left to have. It's going to hit $1 trillion market cap or more by the end of this cycle. Absolutely it will. And the area that we're running for right now is $8,000. I still, even with this drop, expect that we could be at $8,000 by the end of October. If not, certainly by the end of November. Going into the end of the year, I still believe we could see a $10,000 price or higher. By the end of the cycle, I still believe a 14K to a 27K price is ultimately where we're going to go. None of that's changed. We're just at a discount right now. We're at a very phenomenal discount. Everything is fine. We're at a key area to buy at prior resistance. This is the moment to buy. You nut up or shut up here. You should really just put up or nut up. You should nut up and put up. Do it so that you can buy in, hold your cryptos, and just watch as Ethereum comes up and the rest of the market follows. Right? I wouldn't be surprised if this week obviously closes red. We have 1 day and 10 hours left. It doesn't take a genius to prophesize that, but prophesize that, however you say it. Is it prophesize to make a prophetic opinion on that? I don't know. It doesn't take a genius to call for this week to close red, but I would bet that a lot of geniuses out there are not expecting that next week closes green. And I truly wouldn't be surprised if next week for Ethereum we were back at $4,400 by the end of the week. Anyways, I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button, subscribe. I'm not expecting Ethereum to just blow up to $8,000 right now, but back to 4,400. Maybe we consolidate for a week or two, and then going into the end of the month or the beginning of November, that'll be whenever we get there. Truthfully, I'm more expecting 8K will be in November, certainly by the end of the year. I got nothing else for you, though. Hit the like button, subscribe. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.